guys heard that right. Some Atlanta fans were actually chanting, "We don't want you" to D'Angelo Russell while he was at the free throw line. Tuesday night against the Hawks, D'Lo would have his worst offensive game of the month of January, going 3 of 11 from the field and 1 of 5 from 3, as the Lakers would go on to drop yet another game with those internal frustrations and speculation of a huge move coming out of LA only growing louder. After that Hawks game, a disgruntled LeBron would tell us nothing while telling us everything at the exact same time.
LeBron, you guys are current staying on the road for the next couple of games. Big matchup against Boston, big matchup against the Knicks. What would your message be to your teammate, and what can you do yourself, to get the pick back on the winning side of things?
I don't have any message for my teammates. Just go out and do your job. I'm not, appreciate it. Way to cut me off because I was about to.
You could tell that LeBron was about to give us a soundbite for the ages before he was cut off. But in the words of Kanye West, I guess that we'll never know. So while we could chalk this up as a missed opportunity for LeBron, he would make up for that opportunity that he missed by tweeting this out the following day, which I have to say, this is much more mild than what he tweeted out a handful of trade deadlines ago, where he would say, "Where are Shams, Woj, Haynes, and McMenamin at?" Imagine being a teammate of LeBron James and thinking that everything is going all good and whatnot, and then the next thing that you know, you see this tweet from him where he's basically begging for a trade to happen. That probably has to be a crazy feeling. Being a teammate of LeBron's is definitely not for the weak. Does anybody else remember those savage and confidence-killing chants that followed that tweet? If for whatever reason you don't worry, I got you.
From the field, previous 4 before that, remember when he was on that ridiculous tear, shot 70% during those 4 games. He has averaged 22 over the last 7, so it's been a nice run for him offensively.
He averaging 11 points, 7 rebounds, played in Golden State last year and won a ring.
They just presented it to him at the game LeBron James didn't play because McGee didn't play in the first one when they played in Golden State.
Although LeBron wouldn't necessarily get his wish of a blockbuster trade going down ahead of that trade deadline, that summer, the Lakers would pull off the move of a lifetime, trading for Anthony Davis, and well, the rest is history as the Lakers would go on to win a championship immediately after acquiring him. Now to be fair, this hourglass that LeBron tweeted out could be different, it really could mean anything. But to me, this was LeBron's way of saying that it's only a matter of time before something happens, but the question currently is, what is that something? Could we see the Lakers reverse course on their reported support for Darvin Ham? Or could we see the Lakers doing the unthinkable and thinking of breaking up their Hall of Fame core amid a season that has been seemingly going nowhere? Or could we see the Lakers finally pull off that blockbuster move that everybody has been talking about where they trade for DeJounte Murray? Let's start by talking about the Lakers pulling off a potential trade for DeJounte Murray. So apparently, the Los Angeles Lakers have already submitted an offer for DeJounte, and this offer would include our guy D'Angelo Russell, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and draft compensation. I might be in the minority here, but I think that D'Angelo Russell getting traded would be bad for both him and the Los Angeles Lakers. Call me crazy, but I don't think that trading one of your only volume shooters and playmakers who has been going off lately is really the move, especially when other teams just aren't that excited about him. Despite that stinker against the Hawks where D'Lo only scored 9 points, his numbers for this past month were great. In the month of January, D'Angelo Russell averaged 22.7 points, 6 assists, and 1.8 rebounds while shooting 48.8% from the field and 45.7% from 3. Mind you that he was putting up these numbers and percentages taking almost 9 threes a game. And at this moment in time, where do the Los Angeles Lakers rank when it comes to 3-point attempts per game? If you guessed dead last, then you would be correct. To me, the Lakers trading D'Angelo Russell would be like swapping out the perfectly fine back tires of your car that's messing up when you really just need an oil change or something. New tires are always nice, but if you aren't changing that oil, then what are you really doing? As of late, D'Lo has been playing with supreme confidence, and it's been refreshing to see because this team has really needed that. If you want a visual glimpse of how confident that D'Lo has been, then look no further than this play. On this play, it's double overtime and the score is 141 to 139. D'Angelo Russell, who just had a horrible stretch, has a fat grin on his face and his mind already made up that he's shooting the ball this possession no matter what. and it pays off as he cashes a transition three to give the Lakers a 1-point lead with 51 seconds remaining. Man, if he missed this shot, I don't even want to think about what would have happened and how ugly that social media would have gotten. If you look closely, you can see LeBron trailing D'Lo and calling for the ball. If he had missed this three, I feel like Bron is doing all that he can to get my guy traded before he can even hit the locker room. To move on to our next topic, at least according to this report, the Los Angeles Lakers might do what some thought at the beginning of the season was implausible and actually trade LeBron James, who is set to be a free agent at the end of this year. According to a report from the reputable David Pingalore over at KTLA, trading LeBron James is at the top of the Lakers list. Pelinka is looking for the right team to dance with and is close to a suitor. It's a pretty nasty coincidence that the afternoon that this report comes out, both LeBron James and Anthony Davis are conveniently not playing, which shout out to Austin Reeves and this Lakers squad for being able to take out the Celtics, who are one of the best teams in the league amid all of this dysfunction. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Coop, you said that this guy is reputable, so how reputable is he? Well, although he's not known as a top NBA reporter, apparently he had sources that were right about Kawhi Leonard signing with the Clippers. He also had sources that were right about LeBron James returning to the Cavs, and he also had sources that were right about LeBron James coming to Los Angeles. Now, that's not to say that he's always right or whatever he says is law, but at least there is some reason to believe him, that is assuming that he didn't get hacked or something like that. To add more flames to this fire, in the past, Bron has said that he wants to play with Bronny at all costs, and Bronny, who has been trying to build his stock at USC, just so happens to be draft eligible for this upcoming NBA draft. To add even more flames to this fire, Windhorst has said before that he doesn't know if Bron's future will be with the Lakers. And now we even have Bron himself saying that he doesn't know what he's going to do with his team option this summer.
You have an option this summer with the Lakers. Do you know what you're going to do?
All this means is that there is at least a chance that Bron will not be in Los Angeles next season. If LeBron did have plans to leave this offseason and this season was viewed as beyond salvageable by both parties, then trading LeBron James and then looking to move Anthony Davis could be in this team's best interest, as the Lakers would be able to enter this offseason with a treasure chest of assets and what would be a relatively fresh start, which for some fans would be incredibly refreshing. So this brings us to the question: what are Anthony Davis and LeBron James fetching in this trade market, as both of these guys could instantly turn a playoff squad or contender into instant title favorites? What's funny is that while all of this speculation has been going on, it's felt like Darvin Ham has been walking around like he just got that invincibility star on Mario. For the life of me, I can't figure out why the Lakers have refused to fire Darvin Ham. I understand wanting to stand by your coach and not just give in to everything that your players want, but at some point, enough has to be enough. Here's a reminder that the Milwaukee Bucks just fired their head coach when their team was freaking 30-13. Meanwhile, instead of firing Darvin Ham, who LeBron James and Anthony Davis have had problems with, we're getting reports that the Lakers are thinking about trading LeBron James, which still feels ridiculous to even say. Now, to momentarily pour some water onto this whole ordeal, Anthony Irwin says that his sources are telling him that there is actually zero chance that LeBron James gets traded. To pour even more water onto this whole ordeal, Rich Paul would co-sign that notion, saying that LeBron James won't be traded and we aren't asking to be. I don't know about you guys, but I was bummed out upon hearing this. Although I don't believe that a LeBron James trade would happen unless he formally requested one, with his family being rooted down in LA, I was sort of all in on him getting traded just because of the pure chaos that this situation would produce. So guys, remember that when it comes to these reports that seem like they're out of left field, take everything that you see with a grain of salt, and always make sure to form your own opinion based on the evidence that you have been presented with. Just because one entity says one thing, that doesn't mean that what they say is completely factual. With that being said, what do you guys think of this entire situation, and what would your next move be if you were the Los Angeles Lakers? Also, let me know what topic that you guys would like to see covered next. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.